Hi everyone. Okay, let's do a little touching base with nutrition. Full disclosure at the start, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, but I'm also not trying to sell you some magic beans and a supplement, and my advice is pretty truthful and it's principled. And importantly, everything that I share with you now is first of all science-backed with all of the studies and all the references listed in the description here. And secondly, they have been part of my life, both in my coaching and things that me and my family practice. So I have a good relationship with what it is, and I know that the information here is going to share with you principles that are going to improve your life. My first nugget of advice is to say, be honest with yourself. Set goals and manage your expectations with your nutrition. Small progressive changes that are sustainable over extended periods of time are always the best route to travel. Come away from yo-yoing and fad diets. Try not to follow celebrity diets or online influencers. Try to focus on things that you can include in your life that are manageable and sustainable. Now, first principle we'll come to is that you deserve the best. Most of us, to varying degrees, are bound by our finances. So it's important that you have a balanced expenditure, but invest in your nutrition and invest in the quality of your nutrition when you can. The quality of what you eat greatly influences not just your physical health or your physical performance, but also your mental health and your development as a person. Foods that we eat have incredible influence on how we interact with the world and how we interact with our personal relationships. Highly processed food is dangerous, I'm not saying that lightly, is dangerous and damaging, and as dangerous and damaging as smoking. Again, that's not a flippant term, even the World Health Organization categorize it as that. And yes, I eat processed foods, I eat chocolate. Those that know me well know I absolutely love chocolate. I eat crisps and other junk food, but I'm fully aware of their negative influence, both on my body, but for me, more importantly, my mind. I know I'm a different person if I eat a lot of junk food and if I start putting junk into my body. So I limit it. And for 90% of my week, the food that enters my body is the best quality. And as a family, where we can, we eat organic, free-range, line-caught, whole and natural foods. Secondly, we'll come to calories. Now, unfortunately, there is a certain gentleman, and in fact, a number of writers and podcasters who are putting out a lot of misleading information that just doesn't help people. Ridiculous things like calories don't matter and exercise doesn't work. And all you need to do is to eat a certain group of foods and buy these certain books that are going to tell you the food that you're going to eat and improve your gut health and live a plant-based diet. That information is not true. It's just another sales pitch to get you to buy the book and to watch the podcasts. Now, calories is simply the term that is used for the unit that we measure the energy that's in foods. And if you eat more than your body needs over extended periods of time, then you've got surplus energy, meaning that you gain weight. Now, if you are muscle building and eating high quality food, then this could be in the form of growing muscle. But if you're not, if you're eating junk food and not muscle building, then it's likely to be in the form of fat. And this can be stored around your organs, which causes incredible damage, makes them dysfunction. Now, it's not as simple as calories in v calories out, fully aware of that, and I wouldn't propose that, but it's a good starting point. And you can use my app here. You can message into me if you're unsure of how to use it in the app, and it will work out the number of calories that it recommends you to have on a daily basis to help you reach your goals. Number 3 is fasting. Now, we all fast to some degree because we don't eat when we sleep, and that's all fasting is, an extended period where we're not consuming any food. But extended fasts, they can be really beneficial, but it's important to be aware of their benefit or lack of for you and how it works with your day and your diary and your lifestyle. Now, if you extend your fasting window by maybe moving breakfast back an hour or 2 or even skipping it altogether, then you can reduce your overall calorie intake. That can be really beneficial. But you can also start to reduce your reliance and production of insulin hormone. And this, for many people, is elevated in an excessive manner, which contributes to storing more fat, it creates cravings, and also is linked to emotional instability too. But if you break the fast and then eat loads of junk because you're absolutely starving, then you're using fasting as a quick fix. You're trying to drop a huge amount of weight in a small period of time and then you're going to yo-yo back onto junk food. And that's really damaging. My advice is to find a fasting period that works for you. Now, as a baseline, there's a good evidence to suggest that everyone should fast for at least 12 hours a day. And that's because the studies that I've cited here in the description show that it's only after a 12-hour fast, so not eating food for a 12-hour window, just having water, that your circadian rhythm drops into a natural balance, a natural rhythm. And that's basically your sleep patterns and your waking patterns. And if you don't have at least a 12-hour fasting window rather, then your sleep is disturbed. Now, if you want to improve your health further, reduce sugar cravings, improve your energy, your digestion and your body composition, then I would recommend a fast of between 14 to 16 hours, meaning that you skip breakfast and start to eat at 12 o'clock and then have your last meal by 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's quite manageable for many people, but again, it's something that you might need to build up to. If you're used to having breakfast, particularly a sugary breakfast in the morning or cereals in the morning, it's going to be more challenging. And so this is something that you can build up to and just start pushing breakfast a little further back. See how it works with your day, see how it starts to influence your energy, and more importantly, your focus and clarity of mind early on in the day. Number 4 is protein, and to get enough. Now, recent studies have indicated that while most people have excess calories in their diet, they actually don't eat enough protein and they're eating less than is required. Protein is a really important macronutrient. It's responsible for cellular growth and repair. So if you want healthy skin, if you want healthy organs and blood vessels and muscles, then you need to eat enough protein. Now, avoid processed meats, avoid fake meats. So vegan sausages and fake meat, they're highly processed foods. That's what we mentioned earlier. They're not healthy and not good for you. They might be ethically and morally a good choice, but health-wise for yourself, just not good. So too, burgers, bacon, pepperoni, that's all processed nonsense. Absolutely not good for you. Now, if you're vegan or vegetarian, then it's likely you're going to need to invest in a good plant-based protein supplement, so a protein shake. I can help you with that. But you will also need to get your protein from things like lentils, peas, beans, yellow split peas, particularly good, lentils, particularly good, nuts, and also tofu. Tofu is processed, but not highly processed. You will need to also supplement B vitamins, omegas, and iron. And if you don't do this, your health will suffer. And I know that because I've been vegetarian and vegan in my recent past. So supplementation, really important if you've made that lifestyle choice. But if you eat eggs, then they're a really good source of protein. Now, while they're a really good source of protein, they're quite low in protein as far as a quantity. So one egg contains about 5 grams of protein, and you're likely to need within each meal 20 to 30 grams of protein. So you're talking 4, 5, 6 eggs. It's quite a lot that to get the protein in. If you're a meat and fish eater, then focus on fish, primarily oily fish, because the omega value, really important for our brain health, and in fact really important for all cellular health. For many people, lean meats are also a really accessible way of getting enough protein into their diet. Now, as with all foods, but especially animal produce, and without preaching here because that is definitely not my style, but my advice is, where possible, buy free range or line caught. I know that is an additional expense, and the leap to line caught fish and free range meats is massive. Factory farms are just a hotbed for poor quality nutrition and immense suffering. Again, not preaching, but just awful suffering. And also, they're likely to be the epicenter of the next crossover animal to human disease. It's predicted that it's coming from our factory farms because of the conditions that the animals are kept in, the food that we are feeding them, and then how their illnesses and disease are passed on to us. Number 5 is gut health and the importance of enhancing your gut flora and gut bacteria. Now, your gut is largely responsible for how you feel. It has great influence on your body composition, your energy, and also your mind, how you feel, how you think, and how you interact with the world. More and more studies are coming forward to evidence that the surge and rise in mental health issues, while there are many contributing factors, one of the primary factors is being suggested: poor diet, poor gut health. And my diet is really varied, so I have lots of different foods in there, lots of different plant-based foods, and that's one way in enhancing and increasing your gut bacteria and the health of your gut. But despite that, I still have specific foods on a daily basis that improve my gut flora and gut bacteria. And I'll do this twice a day. I'll either have sauerkraut, kimchi, which we make ourselves, kefir, which you can buy, but we make ourselves, and then kombucha, which I used to make myself, but I don't anymore just because the fermentation process took so long. But I'll have 2 of those every day. So a couple of heaped teaspoons or tablespoons rather of kimchi or sauerkraut, and then I'll have some kefir or I'll drink a kombucha drink. And I do this and then order my food afterwards. This sounds ridiculous, but the order in which you eat your food helps digestion, helps absorption, helps energy production, and also helps clear the food through your system so you gain more from it. We want to eat in this order. Gut bacteria food first, so I'll eat mine, and then I'll usually speak to the boys, ring Louise, chat to them. I'll just let that kind of digest for a few minutes. Then I'll go for vegetables next, so I'll eat that as my next food, eat all the veg. Then I'll go to proteins and fats next, and then finally I'll go to carbohydrates and sugars. And if you can eat in this order, it's better for your gut. And for now, that is it. Quite simple. 5 things to focus on that are going to improve and help your life. My advice is to remember you only get one life. Don't let it be filled with limitations. Don't let your body and your mind hold you back more than it needs to. And your nutrition has great influence on that. Prioritize yourself, your health and your happiness. But also have a good relationship with food. I know from my battles with food in the past, you can use food as a rod to beat yourself with. You can use it to judge yourself and judge your body and your life with. Don't do that. Food is a medicine, it's a nutrition, but it's also something to enjoy. Don't get too caught up in it. Make sustainable, manageable choices that were better than the choices that you made last month and the month before. So it's continued progress. Be kind to yourself. All that we can do in any given situation is do our best, but be at your best, do your best. Wherever you are now and wherever you currently are with your health and wellness and your nutrition, you have the capacity, if you want to improve it. And with my support and with your dedication, you can achieve that. Now you can use these 5 principles and start to structure your own nutritional plan and take those into your daily eating. Or if you want something more specific, something that is a complete nutritional plan with recipes and cooking videos and gives you structure of what to eat and how to eat to improve your health and happiness, then you can do this by going to the marketplace. There are a number of different nutritional plans on there. You simply click the one which works best for you, and that will guide you through the next weeks and months. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this was informative and helps you make better informed decisions on your nutrition. Happy eating.